Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Today is Wednesday, I know, and yesterday was Tuesday, but today is Wednesday Specials. I have a special guest for today, and you will be meeting him very, very soon. Why Wednesday Specials? Well, although I have Tuesday Specials for interviews in English, French, Italian, and Thursday Specials with interviews in Spanish, some of my guests are so busy that they're not available those days. So I have Wednesday Specials just for them. And here we are going to invite... And I'm so excited because he's a very interesting person and quite well known in his industry. Hello there.
Hey.
How are you?
Good, I'm good. Is this a good angle? I'm trying to get a good angle of myself. Okay. Not too much chin, you know. I don't want to show my neck fat. I'll keep it right here.
I'm fat all over, so I don't really care.
I'm kidding.
No, but you look
as long as the hair is good, then we're fine.
Yeah, I like your hair. You changed it. It looks really good.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah. It's a little messy today, but I like it. I'll take it.
Yeah, you'll take it. Okay, me too. I'll take it. Okie doke. So, what do you think that we just start saying hi to everyone and then we just
for sure.
Into the so hello to everyone. Welcome to Tell Me Over Coffee. Today is Wednesday Specials, and we have a very, very special invitee today. And we're saying hello because later on we'll be with the questions, so it's going to be a bit more difficult. And then, well, I'm just going to go on and present you.
Hey guys, how you doing? Thanks for tuning in.
Hey. Okay, so good afternoon to all and welcome again to Tell Me Over Coffee. Our guest of today was born in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and is a Filipino-American writer and producer. In 2012, he received a Bachelor of Communications and Arts in Cinema Television at Regent University. His first gig was in the entertainment industry, was working with No Malice of Grammy-nominated rap duo The Eclipse. The Eclipse, not The Eclipse, The Eclipse. In 2016, he co-founded the Film Empire, which, in addition to events, offers a series of film and screening mentorship initiatives. The Film Empire has attracted mentors such as Nate Moore, Tommy Harper, Daniel Levine, and Jim Oles. After that, he later launched Entourage for film, television, and music events and initiatives that spotlight and give back to special causes such as suicide prevention, cancer prevention, and art therapy for children. Entourage recently partnered with Beyond, well, it's not recently, I mean, I assume it's been quite a bit now, with Beyond Freedom, an anti-human trafficking nonprofit that helped put on a panel featuring representatives from the Creative Artists Agency and ICM partners. At the age of 26, he was featured in the Huffington Post as a top networker in Hollywood due to his extensive background in producing events. He later gained representation with Imagine Contact for his writing and producing endeavors, and is now developing a number of projects. ERMAN BARADI.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I know it's a long bio, so thank you so much for sticking through it and saying everything.
Yeah, I just love allowing others to know what we all do, and I just find it very, very important that our attendees to this interview understand who you are and where you come from and what you have been doing, because otherwise it's just so they might know you but say, well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that, and you know, it's quite curious. So let's start. You studied communication and arts in cinema, television, and have written and produced a couple of films, and you have even worked as an actor. The question is
a little bit. It's funny you say that. It's because I've done a few things for like friend stuff. Nothing serious. It's eventually I want to pursue as a craft, but right now it's more so writing. But I do in the future I do want to pursue acting as because right now I would say it's like a hobby. but it's not a craft for me quite yet. I don't want to make the mistake of calling it a craft for me quite yet because I don't want to disrespect those who take the time to learn the craft, who go to the classes, all that stuff. But it is fun, and I do intend on doing more of that in the future.
That's great. How did you become a networker in this industry?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's funny because anytime somebody asks me that, they're surprised to that I used to be super shy. Like when I was in high school, when I was in college, you know, I made a lot of friends, but in terms of like having my own voice and being my own person, I was quite shy. I was timid. And so when I first pursued a career in entertainment, hey, Mr. Focus, good to see you, sir. Saying hi to my friends in the chat.
Sure.
So when I first started, I was writing first, and I was in film school. And so when I was like thinking of ways to get the attention of those in the industry, in the entertainment industry, for me it was a matter of, okay, how do I stick out as some guy from Virginia Beach, Virginia?
Yeah.
I'm on the other side of the country from Los Angeles. How does someone take advantage of the internet and social media and the tools at our, the tools at our fingertips? How do I take advantage of that to get the attention of those in Hollywood? So, because I'm a writer, and if I was to tell an executive in Hollywood, hey, I'm a writer, it's like, well, you're among millions of other people. Like that doesn't stand out. That doesn't stand out to me. So my strategy was to do events so that I can gather a lot of Hollywood heads in one building and meet them that way, rather than, hey, I'm a writer, because I mean, it's so easy to push somebody off that way. But if you gather them for a specific event, a specific cause, that's a way to hook them, so that they get to know you as a person. They get to know what you do. And it was just a smarter way for me to stick out, rather than go the traditional route of let me network for 20 years and hopefully something happens, because some people, it'll take decades for them to finally get work or to finally meet somebody of value to their career. And it was my easy way in. It's not easy, nothing's ever easy, but for lack of better terms, it was my easier way in to through networking.
Do you think that you did it because there was a need to be covered, or did you create that need?
Ooh, good question. I never thought about that. I think in a way I created that need. It's kind of like one of those things where you when you don't have the answer to the question, you create the answer. You know what I mean? Because for me, I'll be honest with you, once I finished my internship in Hollywood, it was 2012. I was 20. My resume wasn't the biggest, right? Somebody's calling me. 1 second. My resume wasn't the best ever. So,
I can't hear you.
When I was sending my resume out to these companies, hey, I'm trying to look for work.
Okay.
Oh, can you hear me?
Can you talk now?
Oh, can you hear me?
I can't hear you very well.
Oh, wait, 1 second. What happened was, here we go. What happened was somebody called me, so it affected the chat.
Okay, there.
I wonder how I fix that. 1 second. Can you hear me now?
I hear you very far away.
Okay, question. Is it possible if I was to hop off and then request myself back in?
I will lose this. Okay, can you just go off and I'll get you back in?
I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, this is what problems, like we say, direct problems. So Erman will be very soon back, and here we go again. So he's back. He's back to tell us a lot of things.
Sorry about that.
No worries. Well, I mean,
yeah. Somebody called me, so mess it up. But what I was getting at was, so when I sent out my resume after my internship in Hollywood in 2012, I was 22. It was a very barren resume. It was hardly had anything. So here I am trying to work with these big companies. Like, I got nothing to really show other than like this one internship. So it was one of those things where people wouldn't hire me, so I hired myself in a way. So from then on, I became self-employed. I just hired myself for certain things. So I created my own branding, my own brand of myself on social media, all that fun stuff, and that's how I came to be today. It came out of necessity.
Of your own necessity. Really, it
My
was
own
out of your
necessity.
own necessity.
Exactly.
But were you aware that um, uh, feeling that own necessity, you were feeling everyone else's?
I think so. The reason I bring it up, the reason I say that, because my life mantra, especially when it comes to like my events and my endeavors,
Mm-hmm.
is I help others while helping myself.
True.
So we are in an industry where it takes a team to get to make it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the film itself is a collaborative effort. Even music, I'm not in music, but film, music, it's a collaborative effort, especially when you have representation, you have managers, agents, all this stuff. So it's not like you go and make a movie by yourself. No, it takes a team, right?
Yeah.
So, with that was the same mentality for me when it comes to like other people.
Mm-hmm.
So say that I help somebody, elevate themselves and make it in their career faster than I do.
Mm-hmm.
Say that my friend meets somebody that I connect them to, and he has $1 million contract next week. You know, and I'm not saying that's easy, but if that happens to a friend of mine through my platform, and it happens before I make it, it's still it's still good. It's still a win for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, because that's my entry in. That's my foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
So help others while helping myself is my platform.
Yeah, more or less, it's sort of like that 6 degree separation between people.
For
Uh,
sure, yeah.
it's more or less that. But have you ever felt that you have been, okay, I don't like the word, I don't know how to say it, but like you have
Okay.
been, used, or people have taken a lot of profit on you and never given back themselves?
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned it. I'm glad you asked that. Actually, I've stopped that. I've stopped that before it could happen. So a
Okay.
lot of times, people find out what I do and who I know, and they'll follow me on Instagram or Twitter, and right away they slide in my DM, and it's like without even introducing themselves, they say, "Hey, do you know this? Do you know this talent agent? Do you know this manager? Can you connect me?" Or they're like, "Hey, I have a song. Can you connect me to this or that person? Hey, I have a script. Can you connect me to this or that person?" It's like that's like the wrong way to network because first off, I don't know you, so you can't be asking me favors. I also because I don't know you, I don't know the quality of your work,
True.
so I can't vouch for you.
Mm-hmm.
So if I was to send your material to somebody who I trust or who trusts me in the industry
Mm-hmm.
and it's bad, and they're like, "Erman, why'd you send this to me?"
Yeah.
It makes me look bad.
True.
So I don't want to like a bad guy and say like, hey, I'm not here to help people who meet me for the first time. I am here to help you, but I'm also here to first build a connection with you, build a relationship with you before I can help you in any way.
True.
Because a lot of times people who do that, they want the easy way. They want the easy way in. And it shows that you don't take the time to learn the craft or learn the business
Mm-hmm.
before you try to get in the business, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when okay, let me give you a specific example. Some new actors or people who are interested in acting,
Mm-hmm.
they'll be like, "Hey, Urban, can you connect me to an agent?" And I ask them, "Do you have a reel?" And they're like, "No." "Do you have any work to show for it?" "No." "Do you take classes?" "No." So it's like, what am I showing to an agent if you don't have that work?
True.
A lot, and it's not me. Like I said, it's not me trying to be a bad guy. It's me being real with them. It's like if I'm just Joe Schmo and you're asking me if I know an agent, imagine if you went straight to the agent, how it's gonna make you sound.
True. Well, I come from the commercial background, right?
Okay.
I quit my acting when I was a teenager, and obviously I studied international business. And I come from a commercial background, and I always say you cannot sell what you cannot see.
Mm-hmm.
So
Exactly.
that's the way it is. You do need
Yeah.
to have a reel in order to have an agent, or in order just to be able to audition.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I can't see your talent. That's really cool. You
Yeah.
once said, and I like this a lot, knowing
Okay.
people is only the percentage of the prerequisites to success. You still need talent and drive, and yes, sometimes luck as well.
Yeah.
And so the question that comes after this is, have your events, online or in person, helped many people in this industry?
Okay. Yeah. So, once again, I'm in the mindset of I'll open the door for you, but I can't push you through the door, right?
Obviously. Hmm.
So when I put you in a room, a virtual room, or in an actual room with
Hmm.
somebody, I can connect you to, but I can't doing. I mean, like the rest is up to you, right? So I've had a lot of people get meetings for my events, whether it's an audition with a casting director, that has happened. Whether it's been somebody meeting over coffee for collaboration over through film. I've had people walk away with meetings lined up, and then they eventually got the job.
That's cool.
One time I had this. I guess my biggest example is 2 years ago. Somebody had she came to my event. It was a music panel event. First time with us ever. So it was one of those things where it's like it was kind of luck, but also she put in the work. So this girl comes in to one of my events. She meets a manager at a major music company. I don't want to say which one it is, but it's something you would know. If I was to say the name, you would know what it is. Anyway, this manager, this music manager from this company came in as a guest speaker. They connected at the end of the event. A month later, she has a job. The girl that came to the event has a job with that company. So it does happen. Stuff like that does happen. And it's cool because, like I said, if I help you, it helps me. We all mutually benefit. So yes, people have benefited from coming. There's also been some flops, but once again, it's not my fault. You made the connection. The rest is up to you. You know, it's but at least the initial, at least the flame was lit. You know, so that you can take it from there. I can only do so much as a human being.
How about recognition? Do people thank you because they've gone far thanks to your event and knowing these people that you have introduced them to? Or do they just, okay, I hate the word, use you, just like, as if you were the secretary to the boss and she just put me in, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I assume that there are two kinds of people, right? Those who are very human and humble and thank you and are very grateful, and others who just consider that you did your job and they were there and that's it.
Yeah, I'm very fortunate, to be honest with you, that a lot of people do thank me when something does happen for them.
That's great.
I mean, it's not like I don't expect them to put me in their bio. Like, ERMAN BARADI helped me get this job. I don't expect that. That's too much. But at least they show gratitude and they let me know. I mean, it's cool when they let me know that it happens. Like, hey, guess what? Your event connected me to this person, and now I'm working with them. Like, I'm cool with that. At least they acknowledge it,
Oh no, that's important. I mean, for me, that would be enough. I mean, just the fact to say, I mean, I have colleagues which I pass them an audition or whatever, and I tell them, hey, you guys, and I'm really happy when they get the job and they tell me, hey, it was thanks to you. I said, no, it's not thanks to me. I just had it in my hand and I passed it along. That's all. It's thanks to your job and you did a good job. I mean, they could have just said no, but
exactly.
It's really nice and cool if when we are able to give a helping hand. I mean, I like it a lot. And I'm very happy you feel the same way. Are all your events only in LA, or are they also, I'm talking about in-person ones?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They're only in LA or also international?
Yeah, international. I've dabbled here and there because even before I lived in LA, I started producing things remotely. So when I lived in Virginia Beach, I would produce them in LA. With that freedom, I could also produce them in New York, Chicago, So before I moved to LA full time, I did them in Virginia, my hometown, or my home state, Chicago, New York, plus LA. But then when I moved to LA, I had more freedom to do what I wanted. So I did stuff in Toronto. I did stuff in London, Pre-COVID, before COVID, I was planning a Paris gathering, but that couldn't have happened. But it's there's freedom to doing that around the world, luckily.
Have you any projects? I mean, event projects for the near future? Hopefully, that the situation settles down and we just go back to a normal life. Around, as you said, Paris, or even maybe here in Madrid or Barcelona.
I've always wanted to go to Barcelona, or is it Barcelona? Right, Barcelona. I want to go there. I want to go to Madrid, so maybe I can get your help because those were on my radar. Those were on my radar for 2020. It just obviously couldn't happen. Yeah, so I like planting seeds. My thing is planting seeds in different cities. Cool. Yeah, events are cool, and that. Yeah, for sure. We like connect to people. But at the end of the day, I want to plant seeds so that I can have productions in those companies. I want to meet people in Madrid or Barcelona,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can like we can shoot projects there in the future. That's like one of the goals.
Oh, that would be really, really cool. Mm-hmm.
For sure. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, pitch me in. I'll help you in whatever I
For sure.
can. Mm-hmm. How about online? What have you been doing online as events, and what are the future online events?
Okay, yeah, it's so funny. I tell this to everybody. It's like this joke I've played to death. I've used to death. But when COVID hit in February, March timeframe, I started going to Zoom. I started using Zoom as my main platform. I didn't know Zoom existed prior to March. If I did, I would have invested.
I think many of us didn't know Zoom existed. Neither did I.
So, but the saving grace for that, what's fun about doing online events, is that it's not brick and mortar. I don't have to be in LA. Mm-hmm. We're surrounded by just Los Angeles. True. We have events that with people globally. So like all my events in the last 5 months have been people in LA, New York, Fiji, India. Like last Friday I had an event live on Zoom. Mm-hmm. 90% of the people from India.
Wow.
From filmmakers from India. That was cool.
That was really cool. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I've done a lot of that in the last 5 months. I've maybe done like 30 plus Zoom events in the last 5 months just because of the taking advantage of the situation. I hate that phrasing because I mean of course we're in a bad situation, but if I could take advantage of the situation and utilizing my platform, it's been through Zoom. And this upcoming Saturday, if anyone has kept track of my social media, you know that I speak a lot about like anti-human trafficking, Yeah. So on Saturday, I have a virtual benefit event live on Zoom, 6 p.m. PST. I know you'll be asleep, but
unfortunately,
6 p.m. PST, I have a virtual fundraiser for an organization called Beyond Freedom. Mm-hmm. My friend Janelle Gordon is the founder of it, and she is a survivor of human trafficking. So the organization is it helps survivors of human trafficking kind of get back to the real world, through a holistic approach. So it offers them resources, it offers them aftercare, all that good stuff. So it's a great cause. So that's this Saturday.
Yeah, I have been to one of Erman's online events with.
Which one?
The one with the music composers for films.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was so great because oh God, I'm so sorry. I can't remember his name, but I met this composer on the event who has created an international platform for actors, composers, writers, and we had a first reading the following week, which was really great for one of his scripts, and it was really cool. I can say, and I can recommend Erman's events are very, very interesting. I know that there are some events that are free, but there are others that are paying. Now, when I know that people, when they hear, oh, paying, no. What you pay is really pecata minuta, like we say. It's really, really little compared to where it goes and what it's for. So all this money goes for all these foundations to help people, not only in human trafficking, helping cancer relief and all this. So I just think it's really, really, I have to say chapeau. It's a huge thing you're doing. I just find it wonderful that you help so many people with this. It's nothing for you. You're just doing it for everyone else and those who are in need. And it's like I say, when some don't have voice, we have to be their voice and we have to speak up for them. And I just find it's really amazing what you do. So guys and girls, you can just, not only in your social media, in your webpage, which I will be putting at the end of the video, you will be able to see all the events that Erman organizes. And just try one out. And I can assure you that once you try Erman, there's no going back. You understand? So that's the way it goes. But it's true. It's very, very interesting.
That's a good testimonial. I like it. Thanks for that.
No, it is. I mean, I'm a very, how could you call me? Well, I don't know how you can call me anyways, but I like to say things to the face. So the good things and the bad things. I mean, we're made of that. We're made of positive and negative,
Yeah.
And I just find what you do is very, very good. It's great. And
Thank
you
you.
just don't do it for yourself. You do it for others too. And it is true. When others reach their goals, you reach yours too. And that is very important. Tell us about your 10-year plan. That's very American,
Ooh, okay.
right? Because this is what I say here to Spanish people, because I was brought up at part in the States and part in an American base. So that's why I have more of an American mentality. So this 10-year plan is very American. Do you think we should all have one? And if so, how do you start it and under what basis?
Okay, good question. You're putting me on the spot here. Okay. I think it's important to have it, but it's important to be flexible.
Okay.
To some degree. I mean, obviously stick to your guns. Hey, I want to get this done in 10 years. Get it done. But be flexible and realistic to where you can adapt, you know? Because you don't know where culture is going to be in 10 years. You don't know where the world's going to be in 10 years. You don't know where you're physically going to be in 10 years. You know, you're in Madrid now. You can be in LA. You never know. So have a plan, but still make it flexible.
A flexible plan.
Yeah. And I think, I mean, for me at least, the basis of it, good question. I tried to, okay, and this answer is not for everybody, but I try to take numbers out of my goals. Okay. When I mean numbers, I mean financially. Here's why. So, because I can say in 10 years I want to hit $1 million. That's a cool goal, but for me, it's I want to in 10 years I want to have a movie franchise.
Okay.
And if it happens to reach $1 million, then it'll still hit without me saying my goal is $1 million. My goal is to make movies, and if it just happens to make $1 million for me, that's fantastic. So that's what I want in 10 years. I don't want to say millions of dollars. I'm just gonna say I want to make movies and make TV shows. Yep. Yeah, and then in return, hopefully it'll come in financially.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, your focus and your goal is to have your movie franchise. Whether it gives you $1 million or it gives you a bit less or the double, your goal you would have reached your goal because that's what you wanted. You wanted to make films, right?
Exactly. See, and when it happens, I don't want to look at it like, oh, I didn't make that million. I failed. No, I made a movie and it succeeded.
True.
So
True. Yeah, that's it. That's the goal. The goal is not how much you get out of it, is that you reach the goal. And then whatever you get out of it is like you said, it depends on the product that you're going to be offering for people to buy. If it's a good product, they'll buy it. If not, well, not all films are good films.
Yeah.
We are talking about films that have been produced by really important producers. And not all of them have been sold the same way.
Exactly. So and it's funny you said it because I know it's easier said than done.
Yeah.
But me personally, I'd rather have a good movie that made $500K rather than a crappy movie that I'm not proud of and it made like $2 million.
True.
Because the art will last forever. The money won't.
It is true. It's true. Totally. I agree totally. You have been building your professional circle throughout these years. And I assume that, as I said, many people have contacted you and you have learned to say no. How has that affected you personally?
Oh, you talking about like rejections?
Yeah.
Okay. Shoot, I was just rejected last week by a major TV company. I'll be honest with you. So my thing is rejection does hurt because it's like, okay, my dream could have happened today if they said yes to me, right?
True.
But I let it roll off the shoulder because even though they said no, someone else may say yes. I know it's super clean, super cliche answer, but it's as easy as, okay, they said no, someone else will say yes. This door closed, this door may open. So it could be a blessing in disguise. I look at everything as blessings in disguise, to be honest with you. I know super clean, super cliche, but that's how I look at it. So like This is being recorded, right? So I can say anything. Can I
Yes,
say? Is it gonna be
just say anything. I mean, speak your mind.
okay? First, okay. Let me just give you an example. My manager got me in the door of ABC
Mm-hmm.
last week. They read my script and said, "Hey, we like your writing, but it's not for us. No, thank you." Hey, they read it. I got in the door with them. I'm happy. I mean, would I be happier if they said yes? We're
Of
gonna make your
course.
show for
Of
sure,
course.
100%.
Yeah.
But the fact that they know my name and the fact that they gave me the time of day, they could have not given me the time of day whatsoever,
I
but they
mean,
did.
you already have half of your foot inside because they already know you. That happened to me
Yeah.
with a role too. I was shortlisted. At the end, I didn't get it, but they know me now. They know my talent. They know the languages I speak, and whenever they need someone like me, they'll call me for sure. So it's
Yeah.
not I. Thanks to a rejection, and it wasn't a rejection. It was just a last minute decision from the director to say, no, you're not going to do this. You're going to do that, and I wasn't expecting it, and I got really, really it hurt a lot. I just,
Yeah.
and talking to someone who was a very wise woman, and I got to get this as my motto as an actress, which is keep your expectations low and your goals high. This is
Like that.
how I
Okay.
feel every day. My
Yeah.
expectations are low, but my goals are always high. And you live better. I mean, it's, you don't take it personally anymore. And like you say, you look on the bright side, right?
Yeah.
That at least
I
now
mean,
they know you.
yeah. The 22-year-old me took it personally. I'd be like, yo, they don't know any better. They're losing out on me. But I'm mature now. I'm more mature now, luckily. 7 years later. But so like okay, so one of my things is also, and this is something that was told to me by a manager I know in the industry, that it spoke volumes to me. She said, and I'm paraphrasing, but it's my friend Kanika. She told me it doesn't matter how old you are when you make it, because when you make it, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Like it could happen to me at 30, which I am now. It could happen to me when I'm 31. It could happen to me at 32. If it happens to me at 32, I'm not gonna cry about it. I'm gonna be like, yo, I made it. I did it.
No, it's true.
So
No, it is true, Arman. I have new colleagues, because they're just starting in the industry, being in acting or behind the camera, and they tell me,
yeah,
I mean, when did you start? And I said, I got back to acting when I was 52. And I decided at the age of 55 to let go of my daily job and say, no, I'm going to dedicate the rest of my time to acting because it's what I like and I can do it. And it was just a decision that I took. It took me two years to decide, but I just thought, well, yeah, it's my time now and I want to do it. So it really doesn't
absolutely.
matter. The perk and the peak is that you get there.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
the age when you get there, is that you get there. And not only that you get there, is that you enjoy all the way until you get there. That's the important thing. You're not supposed to struggle. You're not supposed to strive. There's no sufferance in this, because if you are struggling and you are suffering, let it go. Find a normal job, because it's not for you then. Because this industry is very, very difficult and there's a lot of competition. People, I mean, we are so many people in this industry wanting our, piece of cake. That's not that easy. So you have to know how to hold in here. And when you get there, you got there. And if you didn't get there, I always say, I might not get there, but I will have enjoyed all the way of the trip.
I like that mentality.
Yeah,
I love the mentality. Mr. Focus, 100%. Ooh.
Yeah.
I love the mentality. Yeah.
Okay. Tell us about the film empire.
Okay, yeah. So when I launched my events in 2015 and into 2016, I partnered with my friend Brandon, and we created the Film Empire, which is kind of in the same realm of what I do with my own events, but it's with somebody else. And in addition to that, we put on mentorships with industry names. So we do screenwriting competitions. I don't like the word competition. I like to use the word initiative. Okay. So we put on film and screenwriting initiatives, and we allow we grant our grand prize winners mentorship meetings with our lineups. So check this out. Check us out. If you're a screenwriter, if you're a filmmaker, please visit thefilmempire.com. We do a lot of initiatives throughout the year. And planning, like, I know COVID hit, so we kind of changes our focus, but we're hoping to do a festival at some point, somewhere in the next 2 years. It's like a full-blown film festival. So
that's cool. Anyways, I will be putting, because I already have them in hand, putting your the emails for the Film Empire, for Entourage, for your own website and everything. All the information will be there, so anyone can contact you through any of your websites and get all the information they need. When and why do you decide to create and launch Entourage?
for sure. Well, first off, I love the name. For those who are fans of Entourage, obviously you will get the play on words, or Entourage. So in 2018, okay, let me go back a little bit. In 2017, I was doing events that were for profit. I mean, obviously I got to pay my rent, right? So I was doing events for profit in 2017. And then one day, it was just a regular event. There was this, it was a casting director event. I hosted an event where we featured a casting director, a major casting director in the industry. And a friend of mine who I met on Instagram that week, I invited her. She's from San Diego. I'm not gonna say her name, but I just say she's from San Diego. So my friend from San Diego, she drives up to LA to attend this event. Regular old event, Q&A. At the end of the event, she pulls me aside and she goes, "Hey, listen, Erman, I want to tell you something." So I was all ears, and she was like, "I would love to get super personal with you. Just like, I'm so glad that you invited me to this event," because she was going through a dark period at the time. She had lost, and I might get the story wrong, but she had lost both her grandma and her mother to cancer, I think, in a short time frame. So she was in a dark place. She goes, "I quit acting because I was in a dark place because of this. But because you reached out to me and invited me to your events, a casting director event of all things, as an actress, I was re-inspired. I was inspired again to pursue it. So thank you." And she jumped back into acting. So that really hit me. I was like, yo, well, I can do fun events. I can do fun stuff, but I can also utilize it to do more, to give back, you know? So that's why Entourage started in 2018, so that my events would go towards certain causes. Now, mind you, I'm the little engine that could. I'm not like the Hollywood Reporter. I'm not Variety Magazine. I'm not Deadline. My budget is only so much. I'm just one human being. Yeah. So, we're not making millions of dollars at these fundraisers. It's like if we make 1,000, that's still 1,000 we can give to charity. You know, if I make 500, that's still $500 I give to charity. It's something. I'm grateful that every organization I've connected with, they're like, "Hey, listen, just the fact that you're spotlighting us means a lot to us. More eyeballs are on a cause because of your platform." So yeah, I sometimes I feel bad. I'm like, "Here's 400 bucks," but they're like, "No, it's good. Thank you so much. It's more than we're just grateful that you're doing this for us." So so we're blessed in that way. Like, I mean, even if we're not
everything sums. Everything sums.
Yeah.
Every dollar, every euro, everything sums. Do you think that you get more, let's say, fundraising feedback when your events are online than in person?
It's funny, it's tough because we're in a pandemic. So financially, everyone's suffering. So you would think that because it's virtual, that you'd make a lot more money from a global audience. But everyone's going through the same thing. So it's like, yeah, there are more potential attendees because it's worldwide. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like not everyone can pay a fee. Yeah. Even if it's charity based, not everyone can pay a fee to join us, unfortunately. But I get it. I'm not complaining. I understand the situation. So.
But looking to the future.
Oh, for sure. I'm gonna keep doing virtual just because I've gotten a hang of it. I've gotten used to it, and it's so cool to connect with people. Like I said, last week we had an event. People from India tuned in. And I'm like, yo, on a normal given basis, I wouldn't have known you existed, but I made new friends overseas. Yeah. So. Well, definitely post-pandemic, we'll keep doing this. Yeah.
Same thing happened to me. I created this channel interviewing talents in the industry during the confinement here in Spain, and I like it so much. And I know so many people that I say, well, why not just continue with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't really take that much time away from me that I can do it. And I go, for instance, last week I was in Barcelona shooting an American short film, and I took all my stuff with me so I could do the interview there, because I didn't want to stop doing it just excuse myself for not being able to do the interview. And I just did it on another day, but I did the interview, because I just find it's if I know you and I know what you do, I just find it so great what you do. I love to share all this information with everyone else. So I just find it's like you said, it's a networking. We should all know about all of us just a little bit, not as much as to bring them home, like I say, but enough to be able to be there if anyone needs you, which I think is really cool, because I mean, at the end of the day, we're all humans, and we are only humans. That's
absolutely
what we are. And we are in need of other humans. Or animals. Obviously, we have cats, pet cats and dogs, but at the end of the day, you do need the hand of another human, and I think
absolutely
that's
100%.
very important.
Yeah.
When you partnered with Beyond Freedom, since then, have you seen changes?
Oh, for sure. I mean, just kind of like going on with what I just said earlier.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, oh my God, thank you so much for like getting us eyeballs. Because like just like me, like they're a fairly new organization. They started like in 2017, so it's like they're still building their base. So they've seen a lot of changes in terms of what they're able to pull off with what they've raised. So that's amazing. Like it's I think at this point the majority. I think I would say they're all women. They're all female survivors of trafficking. So their resources have been able to do a lot for them in the last few years.
Cool. Okay. Your online and in-person events vary quite a bit, from actors to screenwriters to film directors to music composers for film, etc. Is this your way of giving back?
Oh, for sure. My way of giving back, but also my way of it's my way of collecting resources, so that at some point we're like, hey guys, look what we got here. We have a composer, we have a producer, we have cast directors, we have actors. Let's just make a project ourselves. Let's do something. So it's giving back, but also like I said, planting the seeds for something greater in the end.
And have you, as I said, and I repeat it again, you have helped many people through your events to connect with other people that they needed in order to proceed and continue with their projects. Has this given you anything?
Oh, 100%.
For your projects.
Yeah, absolutely.
At the end of the day, you're a screenwriter and you're also a producer, and you have your projects, your own projects that you would like for them to see the light. And the question is, after you helping all these people, has anything come back to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So thanks for asking. It's funny to me when in the instances that it doesn't happen, in the instances that people are like, Erman, I need want.
Yeah.
That's when you know to push them away. But when people are like, hey, Erman, thanks for doing this for us. I'd love to know how can we help you? What can we do with your career? So even now, I'm in the development stages of my directorial debut with a company that I've helped with for the last few months. So they're like, hey, listen, we got this project. I know we're in COVID right now, but let's just plant the seeds for your directorial debut. And so they're lining things up. I'm having fun during the process. So I'm getting a lot of things in return as well, content-wise and opportunities. They're coming back to me, thankfully. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a good look if I was doing all this for different people and they're like, okay, well, see you later, Erman. But luckily, it's come back to me. Okay. Fortunately.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but
okay.
To become a member of Entourage, is it only for U.S. residents, or is it international?
No. Yeah, because we went global.
Yeah.
Anybody can. Yeah. Okay. So anybody can become a member. When you become a member, you have access to our resources for the entire year. You can join our Zoom events for the entire year. And if you happen to be in the cities that we do live events for, when those come back, you're able to 10-hour live events throughout the entire year. Everything's covered. You're family to us. So once you join the Entourage, you're family.
Mm-hmm. That's cool. There's I once heard in a Spanish animated film called
Okay.
Klaus. I heard I love that. I have it right in front of in my office. I just have it there on the wall. An act of kindness always provokes another. Would you say this occurred to your friend? And since a couple of years, your manager, Ben, at Imagine Contact, and yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. So to give context to that, what you're talking about, so people know. So I did an event back in 2016, met my friend Ben. We hit it off. At the time, he was just an actor. You know, he went to LA to pursue acting. We became friends. And then out of the blue, he goes, you know what? I think I kind of want to be a manager. I was like, okay, I mean, pursue it. Go ahead. Go for it. So he launched his boutique company from scratch. You know, he built it from scratch. And in the end, and he met colleagues of his from the company. They all met at one of my events. So he comes to me, goes, "Hey, Erman, let's manage you. Why not?" So it came full circle. So it was one of those instances where I helped him, he helps me. It was actually very organic because it came from something that was so organic.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah. So the act of kindness that you mentioned, like helping this person, coming back to me. This whole circle of kindness, it worked out in the end for us.
Yeah. So this case, for everyone to hear that's listening, this is a true case of giving back what you've received, which was Ben was attending one of your events. You met Ben there. You got into a good friendship. And with the time, he becomes your manager. So it's so it's awesome. I just find it, it's just, the circle just going round. And like I said, an act of kindness always provokes another.
There you go. Really, where's that from, by the way? I'd love to send it to me. I'd love to see where that's from.
It's the film. It's an animated film that won prizes last year at the Goya Awards. I think it was also nominated at the Oscars. It's called Klaus with K. It's a really nice animated film. Really, really cool. It's Spanish, completely Spanish made. What are your favorite genres as a writer and producer?
Okay, yeah. Dramas and comedies, for sure. I like to fuse them as well, so dramedies. I actually, more so than anything, I do them both together. I can't do them one without the other. So typically dramedies. Just dramedies or drama. And then I also love, when I'm in the mood, I like scary stories, so horror as well. A little bit of action, but I'm not quite there when it comes to like writing action. I'll be honest with you, like that's something I still need to learn. So I do like action. I want to write action, but I still need to learn that world. But when I like writing dialogue. I like writing character.
How about as a spectator?
Oh, for sure. I love everything. I watch everything. I know it's like a super easy answer, but I do love watching everything. Specifically, though, I do like I said, dramedies. I do like the big action films, the big tentpole films. Horror as well. It's hard to come by. It's hard to come by a good horror nowadays, though. But when it's really good, it's good. So I do like me some horror.
Okay. When you're not preparing an event or producing or writing, what do you like to do?
Oh, okay. I like current events. I like podcasts. I like listening to people talk about current events. I know politics is such a no one likes to use that word, but I like to listen to other people's perspectives on current events, what's going on in the world. I started to listen to podcasts or YouTube channels.
Yeah.
This still counts as a hobby, but you said outside of writing, outside of screenwriting, I like writing poetry for fun. Just like anybody else, I like binge watching stuff because to us as creators, it's homework, right?
Yeah.
So I like to see what's out there as well. Cliche answer, but of course, who doesn't binge watch nowadays? So.
And how do you feel being an interviewer interviewed?
I'm used to it. I'm actually used to it. So I already came prepared. Look, I got my good jacket on, my cold jacket. So I already came prepared. I already knew. I was like, I knew that this would be a really good interview. She seemed like a really interactive person. So now I'm used to it by now. Before I was kind of, like I said, before I was shy. I wasn't like prepared for this kind of stuff. But like nowadays when people ask me, hey, can I interview you? Like I immediately say yes. I don't care if your blog has 2 people or if your blog has 200,000 people. I'm still gonna say yes just because it's still good content. It still helps you out if it does help you out.
And you being originally a shy person, what would you recommend to shy people?
Ooh, wow, good question. It does take some time to desensitize, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Because have you been to those mixers where people are like hovered in the corner?
Yeah.
It's like they don't talk to nobody. It's like, well, you gotta give them credit. They showed up, but they didn't do anything there, right? So it does take time. So you know, for me, it was a matter of knowing my worth, knowing what I can give back to people.
Mm-hmm.
I think when people accept themselves, then they're more open to being accepted by other people.
Mm-hmm.
So it just takes stepping out of your comfort zone for sure. It's kind of like it's one of those things where there's no actual answer to it. It's just you just got to do it. Force yourself out of it. Because once you're out of your comfort zone, once you're out of your comfort zone, you feel comfortable being outside your comfort zone.
True.
Does it make sense? So like you step out of this circle, you look back and you look at the circle and go, I was standing right there, but I'm actually fine right here.
Mm-hmm. But I also think that non-shyness people, they are supposed to be helping out too, because if you go to a party or you go to an event and like you say, you see in a corner a person or two, and I mean, this is what I would do. I mean, I would go and fetch them because,
Oh, for sure.
yeah,
Oh, for sure.
I would feel bad just to say, oh God, look at them. They're just, they're just in a corner.
Yeah.
Why not? So I go and get them and come on and, it's just like the person who says, but I don't know how to dance. Who cares? You look at everyone else. Half of these people don't know how to dance and they're dancing. Yeah. So it's just a matter of having fun and getting to know people. Have
you noticed that a lot of actors are shy? In real life,
yes, very much.
But then when they hit the stage or when they're behind the camera or in front of the camera, they're a totally different person.
But because they are acting, because they are being someone, they are not being themselves. That's why they're not shy. That's why they're not shy. But I think it's a matter of helping, and you can see it. I mean, just leaving them there and said, because some people I think, well, I mean, they have to get out of their comfort zone. I said, yes, it's true. I mean, it just really depends. At the end of the day, it depends on them. But it's also our job to help them, to invite them out of their comfort zone.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So, most one of those things you mentioned earlier, the act of kindness.
Yeah.
There's domino effects. Shoot. Let me just say this. You just never know. You never know. There could be a person at a mixer in Hollywood, standing in the corner, who could have turned out to be like the next Leo DiCaprio because you forced him out of the comfort zone.
True.
It was you who reached out to them, got them out of the comfort zone. Now they pursue their dreams and like they turn out to be this big rock star. You just never know. You never know.
You never know who you have on in front, on the side. You never know who's there, and you don't know the person. You don't know what that person is going through or has been going through. Or what the person wants. And maybe the person is just a person that it's not a matter of shyness. It's just that I'm an observer. I like to be out of the rest in order to be able to observe better. So, I mean, I'm a very, how you say it, a very open person. So I like to talk to everyone. I mean, ever since I was a little kid. So I just talk. I like to talk, and I like to talk to anyone, and I don't care where they come from or their status or whatever. I just like to talk to the people, and then when the people they just shoosh me away, then I could just go away, and that's it. And, it's not that important. How has the COVID-19 affected you and your projects?
Oh yeah, so like I said, this would have been the year that on the film side of things, on the project side of things, I would have been working on my directorial debut. I would have been shooting content, even if it's like shorts. I would have been shooting content with my friends in LA. You know, I'm not in LA right now. I'm in Virginia Beach right now because of COVID. I'm with family.
Yeah.
So it was a delay in the actual production of things, but it allowed me to at least write for the majority of the time I was in quarantine. So I've been in Virginia Beach for 5 months, you know, and I made it a point that within that time frame, I would attempt to write something in completion at least twice a month. So I've actually finished pilots, like drafts of pilots. I finished drafts of feature films while in quarantine for the last 4 months or 4 or 5 months, you know? So that's the blessing in disguise in this particular situation. If I was in LA, I'll be honest with you, if I was in LA with my roommates, because right now I'm with family, so I don't got to pay for rent.
That's cool.
I don't got to travel nowhere. I'm home. In LA, I travel a lot, so I'm in Uber a lot, I'm in Lyft a lot, on the train station a lot. I'm like buying food a lot, paying rent, right? So in LA, one of my setbacks was I got to constantly make money to survive for the month. Here in Virginia Beach, I'm surviving the month, so it's giving me time to write.
Well, see, not everything is negative.
Exactly, yeah.
I mean, I always say...
Now, mind you, we're in a bad situation. However, there are
a situation.
Positive things you can take from it, yeah.
I mean, I always say that there's a positive would not exist if there were not a negative.
Exactly.
And you have to learn from both. You have to learn from the negative and profit from the positive.
Gotcha. Kind of like the light. Okay, well, it's kind of the opposite, but like light is the absence of dark, right?
Yeah.
Or dark is the absence of light, but light is the absence of dark.
That's it. And I it is true that many people that I have been talking to, they have been doing so much in confinement. I've been working from home for almost 3 years, but I've done more during the 3 months that we have been confined at home that I've done in 3 years. I mean, it's amazing and absurd, because you say, how can it be? Well, it is, because you plan your life and you schedule your life in a different way. And let's do this, because the first days, you watch TV and you just go lazy, but then you get tired of being lazy, so you start doing things. And
absolutely.
So I just think that we were all very much profitable during these things. Well, we only have about 2 minutes left. It's gone so quickly. I wish we had more time, but we have come to the end of the questions. I would love in another day that we have another interview, and this time, if anything new has popped up, you would explain it, and then we just would just allow the people to ask questions and you answer them. So I think it would be great. So I would love to thank you, ERMAN, for your time, for sharing your afternoon and your experiences with us. I would love to thank all of you for being here with us and sharing your afternoon and getting to know a little bit more of ERMAN. All of you that are interested in following his career on his social media, I will be including everything in the video on my IGTV or my YouTube channel. And I would like to give you a quick reminder that our guest for next Tuesday is the international Danish filmmaker Louise Brix Anderson. So don't miss it. Please be responsible. Stay safe. Please wear your masks, because here in Spain we are going back but unfortunately this time it's not the whole country. They're doing it just by cities and towns. They are locking them because of, but unfortunately, and this is a shout out for all the young people, please, this is not it's not for fun. It's really, really serious. Wear your mask, do whatever you have to do and whatever is told, because there's a lot of young people, especially, for instance, here in Spain, that are having COVID-19, which they didn't in the first instance. So just a big, huge thank you, ERMAN. And thank
Of
you to
course.
all. And I hope to speak to you all soon, and especially you, Erman. Take care.
Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.